and welcome to Risen's Open Rampage series. We have a matchup for you today between Phoned Banana and Yorick OnlyFans. I am Sun Praising, I'll be your play-by-play caster tonight, and alongside me is Callie.
Hello, everybody. Glad to be here.
Yeah, so some context for this matchup. Phoned Banana and Yorick OnlyFans are level on record. And this matchup has some fairly decent playoff implications. Top 8 qualify, and they're both hovering around that cutoff point halfway through this split. So it's a fairly big matchup. In this league, it's only a single round robin. So this is your chance to get a step up on a potential playoff rival to qualify. So that's the context for this one coming in. On the side of Phone to Banana, we have Sciented in the top lane, Sunrai in the jungle, Ultimus mid lane, Mr. Slugginator as ADC, and Zeps as a support. Now on the side of Yorick OnlyFans, Frog Turtle is the top laner. In the jungle is Big Chill. Detroit Smash Deku is their mid laner, and for ADC we had a late emergency substitution. I Am Pig is coming in for Citium. And so in game one, Yorick OnlyFans will lose their first two bans. And the support is Hanshin Tank. And that's just about it coming into this one. We should be heading into the draft any second now.
So just as a correction, they lose 2 bans, but those are 2 bans that they can use at any phase during the draft. So it's not necessarily the first 2 bans. They could do the first ban and then another ban and then a second rotation. But it is 2 bans in total. I think a lot of things that we can look at for this game, engaged supports are going to be incredibly contested. It's going to be like prio picks on Nautilus, prio picks on Alistar, Leona, champs like that. Not a huge pool for both of these junglers. Sunray does play a lot of other stuff in solo queue, but in their previous games has pulled out the Lilia, has pulled out Echo. So we can look to see him on potentially an AP jungler. On the flip side, Big Chill, they're probably going to look to prio that Lee Sin that he's been playing. It's probably one of his best champs. So they're probably going to look to prio that on either blue side or as an R1 on red side. I don't see Sunray taking that away from them. But not a lot of priority picks across the board for these teams apart from those engaged supports. So that's going to be something to look out for. Kaisa is also a shared AD carry between these two players. So we may see some priority on the Nautilus Kaisa lane. But yeah, it remains to be seen. We're going to be moving into draft here, and we're starting it right now. So we got a couple bans on the board already. We got the Volibear and Thresh getting banned out, and Illaoi and Yone so far on the flip side. So on the surface, Illaoi looks like a really weird ban, but that is Sciented's top champion, most played by quite a bit in solo queue. Is never allowed to play it in competitive. So that is that's the way it works.
Yeah, and such is the way when you one trick champions in a competitive environment. It's almost immediately banned away in the first round of every pick ban. Usually that, or first picked on blue side if the one trick's on the red side. I've been on the receiving end of that. In all honesty, I used to only be a Leona one trick, and so I remember when I would play it forced me to play new champions and expand my horizons. And so there's definitely some benefit to it. As we say, that Cinna and Viego are going to be the 2 final bans of this of the ban phases. We look to what PDB. We'll lock in, and there we go. The engaged supports that we're talking about, that will be Nautilus first picked for the side of Phone to Banana.
So we can expect a Leona that's probably going to get picked in. So they are locking in that Nautilus with the understanding that he is going to be countered by that Leona. I'm going to expect to see something like Jin or Kaisa here. IMP does play quite a bit of Jhin and solo queue. Obviously, we haven't seen him in this competitive sense, as he is an E-sub for Yorick only fans. But we're probably going to see a Kaisa on the flip side. I don't suspect them to really stray from that. Could be an Ezreal potentially, but more than likely we're going to see Kaisa on the 80 carry here on B2. It's going to be MF actually, so little spicy.
Yeah,
Little
it's locked in.
spicy.
Misfortune. Okay, they have the easy lockdown for when both Nautilus and Misfortune get their ultimates. The bullet time being able on lockdown targets can, especially with the most recent Misfortune buffs, can
Yeah.
hit like an absolute truck.
You would expect them to go Leona with the MF instead of the Nautilus, instead of that single target crowd control. You would expect to get that AoE champ out, but maybe just a comfort thing. They want to go for Nautilus. The Lilia going to get locked in. So as I said, we've seen the Lilia, we've seen the Echo from Sunray. So not too unexpected. And the Lee Sin,
And
there
Lee
it
Sin,
is in response.
yeah,
So
big
they're
chill.
they're
He
hitting
is.
they're making me look real smart right now. I'm gonna tell you
Yeah,
that.
well, big chill on Yorick OnlyFans. He's predominant. He's not quite a Lee Sin OTP according to his OPGG match history, but he is quite the
So
he's quite the Lee Sin aficionado.
they're gonna ban Acel and Teemo here for their no bans, because nobody plays those. Oh, it's Ivern. Ivern instead of Teemo. Okay, so Ivern is gonna get a throwaway here. Have to see the tree in Champ Select. You know the vibes. But yeah, I think these comps are nothing too unexpected. The MF a little unexpected. As I thought that was going to be a Kaisa for sure with the Nautilus. But I think that's a Poppy ban that they missed
It
there.
might have been. I know Pro Draft is very finicky on
Oh, it's supposed to be a Yasuo
supposed to
ban.
be a Yasuo ban. Okay, so the teams are coming through. The missing slot is actually a Yasuo ban. We can confirm. Meanwhile, Graves is being covered as the next ban. Graves is an interesting one. I mean, normally you see him as a jungler. Though that being said, Lane Graves has recently been rising in popularity, and solo Lane Graves specifically. Honestly, I do think it's a fairly strong pick. I haven't seen either of YOF's solo laners play it in recent matches, and considering the level we're at, the Rampage series is silver and gold league. So I think at this level I wouldn't trust players to first time Lane Graves. But you never know, they just might think it's that overpowered as Syndra gets locked in.
Yeah, Syndra gonna be a nice anti-engage for them. The Veigar are gonna get picked on the flip side, so another champion that can really control sectors of team fights and make sure that Lee Sin mobility and that Leona Zenith Blade cannot go through onto targets. I expect them to go for something frontliney here. I might see a Malphite maybe.
Jarvan. Okay, I'm guessing that's a top lane Jarvan. Again, one of these things that has been recently.
It's Lilia top. It's
Lilia top.
Yeah, it's got to be Lilia top. It has
Interesting. I potentially we'll see when we get into the draft in the client where those champions go specifically. But yeah, Jarvan's an interesting lock-ins. We'll see set. We'll round out this draft for game one, and yeah, that they definitely got thrown for a curveball on that Jarvan pick for sure.
Yeah.
I was in my mind thinking, Lilia being one of the faster clearers in the game. Just yeah.
She's been rising in prominence top lane. In a lot of competitive games because she's just a really crazy flex pick and she doesn't have very many weak matchups top. So I expect that to be Lilia top. If it's Jarvan top, it's the unpredictability of Rampage just making me look dumb. But yeah, we're moving into the client draft, and I really am wanting to see where this Lilia is going. But across the board, you have a really skirmish heavy bot side here. Nautilus and Leona want to go toe to toe with each other. Jin wants to be more farm oriented, whereas MF wants to get early kills, especially if she's taking the PTA Kraken build. And then, the prospect of having J4 Lee Sin going toe to toe in that bot lane, over bot scuttle might be a 4v4 early. Like these are going to be things to look out for, because in this level of games, it is all fights all the time. So Sun Praising, I hope you have some water.
I do have a little bit left. I probably I'll have to refill it after in between games 1 and 2.
I hope you're ready to do quite a bit of talking this game. It's gonna be I'm gonna be yelping with excitement, and you are going to be doing all of the talking. So I'm excited for that.
I have only had the honor of casting a Rampage game once before, and the experience of just nonstop, it gets a bit, it wears you down, actually. Because like mentally, because the director camera just flops left, back, and right, and it's just like there's like 3 fights going on at one time across the map, and it's like, okay, which one do I have to decide actually is worth speaking over? It's an experience. It's definitely an experience, but it's definitely one that it's a different viewing of experience than higher level gameplay, because at higher levels generally more organized. Obviously, everyone is prone to blunders, but at the same time, like at this level, everyone's just like, shoot, the amount of confidence they exude in their fights, no matter if it's a good or bad idea, it's just we go, we send it, and so I do like the I would have to say, just because of that in mind, I think Phone the Banana, I would slightly favor the composition, because it definitely feels a lot more wombo combo-y. Obviously, Jarvan ulting in, Veigar's Cage, and in Bullet Time, they all layer on top of each other very nicely. But I mean, Syndra Lee Sin, you can never overlook that combination at really any level. So in the mid jungle duo, which recently we know has been one of the more influential portions of the map in the meta. So
yeah, I anticipate this, like I said, to be just like toe to toe, chest to chest, just running at each other for about 30 to 40 minutes. The thing is, you say the wombo combo of PDB has the moxie to take the game, right? But what if Set gets a crazy ult into a Syndra stun, into a Leona stun, into a Lee Sin kick, into a Jin auto attack?
There's definitely the CC potential on the side of Yorick OnlyFans' composition. I just think it's more of an ease of execution thing.
No, for sure. You're definitely right on that front.
It's one of the things you, especially like the lower down of play you get. The one thing, because me being in my heart stuck gold ass it's always that one thing where you're just like, I want to see this just fairly easy to go off. Like, you think Nautilus presses R, everybody jumps on whoever he presses R, and then they blow up usually the whole team, considering the Misfortune Bullet Time and all their resources they have. And meanwhile, on the side of Yorick OnlyFans, like, yeah, I think they definitely do have that play potential. They have a very skill expressive team composition, but at the same time, it's like, let's look at the level of play we're at here. Like, I wouldn't trust me to play the composition on the right. I see this in solo queue, I'm just like, okay, we gotta win this quickly. And since objectives don't really exist, not really, they do to an extent, not nearly as much as as you would expect for most viewing experiences, but I would say just simply because of that, I would favor PDB's composition. But I believe on that note, we are approaching into the spectator delay, and we'll sit it to a break. And when we come back, we will be into game one between Phone to Banana and Yorick OnlyFans and Risen's Open Rampage series. And we are back for and we will apologize for the relatively long delay. We had a few technical difficulties early on, but we are finally into game one, and we are going now. And yeah, hold up, we might just need a bit of a refresher, Callie, on what we're looking forward to in this game.
Oh yeah, so we're looking at a bunch of bot lane skirmishes, a lot of skirmishes over scuttle crabs. We're gonna see it quite a bit as this game progresses, especially on that bot side. I'm interested to see how these junglers path. See if they'll path up, see if they'll path down. That'll determine how this early game is really gonna go as far as aggression's concerned. But yeah, it's gonna be a bloodbath. So guys, prepare. Get your popcorn ready, and we'll get it going.
All right, so looking towards the bot lane. I mean, early on, we're just going to see the pretty standard five a line of scrimmage being set by teams. I don't really suspect too much of either. Neither. I mean, sometimes you'd expect some Nautilus, but into the competitions that these teams have, we won't see it, and wisely so.
Yeah, so we see junglers. Lee Sin's going to be pathing towards that bot side. They're kind of just going opposite map of each other. So nothing too unexpected there. But that means that we're not going to see that kind of early game 3v3 that I was anticipating. Perhaps we're just going to see a standard early game here, which would be quite a surprise.
Yeah, things especially in and around from personal experience at this level of solo queue. It's like almost every time without fail, you'll see players just stack on the bottom half of the map to leash the buff, whether it be if you're on blue side, it'd be red, and red side, the blue buff. As we get a level 2 engage, Dredgeline lands from Zep. No, we'll get a no summoner spells will be used on the side of YOF. Okay, so we got a little bit of action early on here. I do like Zep playing proactively, getting that level 2 first, initiating on that advantage, especially with supports like Nautilus, Leona, Thresh. They hit that level 2, they can really take over. There's some interesting pathing from Sunrise as we so he's I mean interesting decision to invade. Wait, no, he's blue side. Wait, I'm dumb. You know what? Hey, let's not talk about that, Callie. It's you there? Or...
I was not gonna mention it, you know.
Yeah, I know. That is my mistake. You know, I'm going to blame it on the fact that we've been trying to get this stream working for quite a bit, but that's honestly my mistake. I don't know why I thought blue and red side were inverted for whatever reason, but that is fixed now. I swear I'm not colorblind. I think.
All right, we see Lee Sin down here in the bot side, potentially trying to make a play onto Slugginator, but they kind of spotted him out, so nothing gonna come of that. So no super huge action quite yet, as they're just gonna trade Scuttle Crabs here and Frog Turtle and Scientist.
Wait, if I'm looking at the minimap correctly, I think.
Oh no, Jarvan
might have been able to double. Yeah. How in the world did you double Scuttle? What? You know what? This is the norm. I'm honestly not sure.
By the way, it is Sunray, not Sunrise.
Sunray. Okay.
Ooh, Frog Turtle has to flash.
Yeah. And yeah, Frog Turtle will have to flash away. So that is, the flash down on that set in that top lane, and definitely going to be a point of interest coming through in these next 2 minutes, because they should know that flash is such a huge summoner spell to low, especially on a champ like Set who doesn't really have a way to get out. I mean, he has his shield, but Really? Yeah, I mean, looking towards the top side. Honestly, I kind of expected a bit more action in this early game, though. Big Chill did. Big Chill was able to steal the Krugs way, so he'll have a. Well, no, he'll slowly bring back that farm difference from the double scuttle early on that we saw.
Yeah, we see Nautilus kind of trekking through his side of the jungle here. Jarvan may be potentially looking for a gank, but Zeps does not have sweeps. They did use the Scrying Orb, however, to get vision of these wards, so maybe they're able to play around it and look for a play down here on the bot side. Frog Turtle still shoving in top despite being flashless. Here comes the ult.
Oh, he's coming in with the ultimate, but he's gone low. Haymaker is out. Oh no, he didn't catch that time, and immediately on the bottom half of the map, we've got another fight coming through. 3v3 getting in. Hutchin tank goes in, but it's won't be enough to bring up Mr. Slugginator, and that was Vigil flashing out.
It's Pig!
The flash in from Pig! Pig isn't enough damage though. The flash from Mr. Slugginator's out. We have to, and where will Pig go after this one? I don't know. Big Chill is out. And Pete, he is on the wrong side of the map here.
No.
Hopefully this will execute. He will be execute. He will execute. So there won't be any extra gold going up to the side of PDB. But overall, around the map, both sides of the map at the same time.
Yeah, that was approximately 14 summoner spells burned there. Just an approximation, not an exact number, but
we could actually count it now to be specific. Scientid did burn his flash to stay alive in that 1v1 fight top side on that kill.
Both bot laners used all sums, and both junglers used flash. So how many is that total? That's 14, right?
Okay, so that's 1 on the Lilia. That's 8 bot lane. That's 9. I think it's 11 because the 2 flashes. It's 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So basically, every last summoner spell was
Big
burned,
Chill.
but overall, we have a gank into the top side. Big Chill, I don't think he's really going to be able to get much out of that. As we got a gank immediately being answered in the mid lane, Detroit will go down, and that is a nice answer from the side of PDB.
Ultimus is Veigar gaming right now.
He really is Veigar gaming.
He is chilling.
He pressed outplay, and they won.
Yeah, that's how you play the game, right there.
Yeah.
If you're learning Veigar, learn how to press your R button at approximately the right time.
Yeah, the only more difficult ultimate to use in the game is Karthus, obviously, right? You know?
Yeah, and don't forget about Syndra. I'm on the opposite side.
Oh yeah, true. Syndra does not have the most.
Sunray looking top.
Ultimate, however, Frog Turtle will try to ult himself out here, getting low, getting drowsy, going down. Sunray picking up another kill, and that is 4-0 over to the side of PDB. Just 8 minutes in.
Yeah, PDB looking strong here in the early game, but you know, there is that scaling caveat on both sides, you know, in certain lanes. So we'll see what happens. Obviously, Jarvan not gonna scale super hard in the late game. Does have a lot of their gold, but you know, Syndra and Jhin trying to scale into this game. It's gonna. Oh man, I can't wait for dragons to come out.
Yeah, we've got that coming up in about 3 minutes. Herald is on the map though, so we're considering how bloody these fights get. I wouldn't be surprised to see just like everybody move up for the Herald just at questionable times. It does happen, but it's definitely one to look forward to. And I think early on, you know, Rift Herald being able to pick up the plates if you get it within the plate duration. First Rift Herald can be a massive objective to obtain for just in general. But yeah, I would say we're probably going to have dip in action here a bit, but we have to keep in mind that is a silver and gold level game, so not necessarily guaranteed, but we might just see a 3-man cake into this mid lane onto Ultimus as
Oh, the
both,
stun missed.
you know, the stun by Detroit Smash will go slightly wide and not be able to lock down that Veigar. However, I do like the proactivity, and we're just lane pushing in. Maybe, just maybe, we can get a fight on 3v3 fight onto this bottom half of the map. Though it looks like both teams will just walk away.
So we got Dragon spawning in a minute 30. We can expect them to set that up at around 30 seconds before in this rank, around there, probably 30 to 20 seconds before drag. We'll see a fight. But yeah, I can't wait to see these teams just go toe to toe in a team fight. That's what I'm here for, you know.
You get some pretty wild ones coming down. I was speaking of a fight, quite a team one. The showstopper is used by Frog Turtle, but he is 2v1, and he will have to flash out with the Lilting Lullaby. Lillian is down. However, Nautilus going in, and he'll get his snare, and that is Detroit Smash going down.
Ooh. Nautilus with the big dredge line there, able to secure that kill for his team with the ignite on the backside. But now we got Dragon spawning, 30 seconds. They do have time to get there, both teams. You have a TP coming up from Detroit, so he will be able to TP to a potential fight should they contest this Dragon. I don't think they should, but do I want them to? Yes, I do.
Yeah. The PDB will have will have much more of the vision advantage. So I would have to agree that trying to contest this Dragon is probably ill-advised. However, looking like they just might try something. I mean, that won't be cleared in time, and I don't believe. Yeah, the Jarvan Sunray's sweeper is down, so
there's the ulti.
Solar Flare is used, and that will be ultimate stunned up. Curtain call out. And, oh my gosh! Big Chill with the 4-man insect. He'll go down for his troubles, but that was a massive in-game trouble. But will it be enough? Tank is going low. The Frog Turtle stunned up, and actually, it does not look like it will be enough. He found the angle, got 4 knocked up and 4 disrupted, but the follow-up damage just wasn't quite enough to kill off the side of PDB in time, and the extra gold in the wallets of PDB will win them this fight and claim the Mountain Dragon. And it will be an ocean map coming up as we, right? So that is definitely a massive soul that if PDB can get under their belts really quickly it's one of the stronger souls in the game now.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the two ideal souls that anyone wants all the time is Ocean and that Infernal Soul, that coveted Infernal Soul. But those are the two most popular ones. Me, I'm a Mountain Soul McGee.
Oh yeah, Mountain Soul. I think, in all honesty, is probably. I think people underrate Mountain Soul sometimes, especially because I've had games personally where you see, like, you miss the first two dragons, but then you get the next 4, and then now you just have so many resistances stacked, and you just don't die with the shield as well.
Yeah.
But we won't be having Mountain Soul this game, so not quite what we're
looking
the
flash!
For. Oh, Zeti goes in, and that is Detroit Smash going down very quickly. Good proactive play on the side of PDB, and Big Chill is getting over. He'll look to go in. No, Zetsu with the dredge line. He is popping up on this Nautilus, and he'll give it over to his jungler, Sunray. Woo! What? I mean, yeah, Zepsi just absolutely brilliant stuff from him, and that will bring the kill count to 11-1, 14 minutes in.
Yeah, this is a 5K gold lead here at about 15, and that's looking to be almost insurmountable. Almost, I say, because anything can happen in these games. But you know, you have a Veigar on the enemy team. who's going to infinitely scale. You have that MF who's going to have that massive ultimate in team fights. And you have a ridiculous amount of gold on a champion that can really carry mid game, and that's Jarvan 4. So
Yeah.
this is looking bleak, but not over. This
Definitely
is
not over.
Rampage. I will say
This-
this from firsthand experience. I have seen a team in Rampage come back from 12k down and win the game.
It happens all the time in lower level games. However, the solar play will come down, and perhaps the proactivity will pay off for the side of Yorick only fans. And that is IMP picking up his first kill of the game, and went on to Mr. Slugginator's misfortune. However, into the top side immediately afterwards, we got it going in. The showstopper will be used. Frog Turtle won't be able to get his haymaker off in time, and that kill will be traded up to the top half of the map. And that is Frog Turtle going down for the 4th time this game. And at this point, I mean, he's so little gold, I kind of understand the pain in that matchup.
Yeah, we look at the gold deficit across the board. I mean, we see Lilia sitting at 1,600 gold up. The jungler 2.3k up. 80 carry basically even. Mid lane 900 up. You know, it's pretty much a across the map gold differential for these teams right now.
Yeah, and especially with the ease of execution on the side of PDB's composition, I think it's much easier for them to off in terms of how you want to play it. Because Jarvan flag and drag ult, Veigar's cage goes around it, and then now you can't move anywhere. And then Misfortune's using her ultimate, and you're dead usually. Especially when these teams are this far ahead.
Yeah, it's real rough on the side of Yorick only fans right now, because they don't have that wombo capability. They don't have that ability to just kind of miracle fight their way back into a game. So it's a rough position that they're in right now. But if they can get a lot of gold onto this Jhin and potentially just stay in front of him, there is potential for them to lure themselves back into this game. But we see a whole lot of people on the bot side right now. Drag spawning.
We're getting ready for that 5-man stack for Drag. It is Soul Point though, and considering it is Ocean Soul, I don't. Well, no, if PDB do claim it, sorry, that's my mistake on the way I said it. Oh, we do have the teleport from Detroit coming in straight into the Dragon Pit though. Interesting.
I like the Moxie
location, but the aggression from that decision is well, it was enough to scare off the most of the side of Yorick. Not Yorick only fans.
They get it.
Yeah, they will get it. And what is Sunray is caught out here, went in for the steal, but it's not enough.
Leo.
I mean, well, they will. It's a 1k shutdown, but yeah, it will go down onto Mr. Hudson Tank.
That is really unfortunate.
It is really unfortunate. You definitely would have liked that to go down onto either the Syndra or the Jhin at this point. But on the other half, they'll leave this Lily up in top lane to just claim the first turret and get that out of the way, and just really get more gold into the inventory of Sign Ted.
Oh, here we go.
Hold on. The flash is a very interesting decision to slash from Detroit, but he will find the Psalms of Zepsi.
Oh!
Ultimus is damaged. The ultimate from Ultimus.
That's a mouthful.
That was the primordial burst. There's definitely a lot of burst in that ability. So definitely a very fitting ability name, and we just saw it demonstrated there, especially with how much gold this Veigar has over the Syndra. It's whew, big damage coming out.
I can't see how they can possibly navigate fights into PDB's comp. Like
It
it's so hard for them to like actually play the game at this stage.
Yeah, it's definitely not easy though. It is important to mention that Ultimus did go barrier and he didn't take spellbook, so permanently, well, not right now because the 2 teleports are down, but I think just maybe Yorick OnlyFans way they could potentially win a fight, even though it'd still be hard to win 4v5, but need to just play with the numbers advantage with that one extra teleport you have. However, it's even just with how much gold there is. Big Chill is going to try to go through Sciented, but I mean he's 3 levels down on this Lilia, but his team will be in close pursuit, and the Sun will just barely miss. And I would imagine both these teams look to peel off here. However, they definitely look like they might be trying to find a fight around the Scuttle Crab, though. They'll go away, and that'll give time for PDB to. They'll still away the blue buff. That's something to claim. But yeah, nothing major. No major face smash.
Oh, maybe it's cheese.
Oh, however, Zepsi, they're using their. Wait, we got 2 fights going all over the place. Blink Chill's looking low. He'll have to flash out, but he's followed up by the ultimate, and it's just not enough. He tries peeling himself, and this is going to be Tank going down most likely. The Gale Force in from Mr. Stagnator will take down the Leona, and that will be 2-1 fights simultaneously across the map for PDB, and their lead only gets bigger and bigger.
Yep, up to 6K now at 22 minutes. Things are looking good for them. Zepsi looking great on this Nautilus. We can expect that to be pick banned on the next game. But we see Detroit Smash potentially getting goon squatted here.
Yeah, they definitely have the lockdown potential to keep this Syndra in place for enough time. However, they'll just elect to take the turret and take what they can. They won't go for it, which is a bit understandable at this point. They're already so far ahead that, I mean, risking a shutdown onto that Syndra, I mean, imagine she gets the 950 gold onto the Kelenta Vagar all of a sudden. I wouldn't say she's back into the game, but she's definitely feeling a lot better than she does right now.
Yeah, you have to get that shutdown onto a carry. We've already missed one shutdown that went onto Leona. It was 1,000 gold from that Jarvan. We can't get another miss from that side. But, you know, Sciented quietly having a very good game up here in the top lane. 50 CS up on the set. Just perma pushing that lane. But now Big Chill.
And Big Chill looks like he might be caught out. The ultimate will come out from Nautilus, however, he'll safeguard away. But the fight keeps going. They find Hutchin tank, and he'll miss the Zenith blade. They'll be seeing and Big Chill will be, oh dear, oh no, he's taken by the flash, and he is down. And that is a double kill going over to Mr. Slugginator, and the fight continues. The Jarvan is in, and that is a triple kill for Mr. Slugginator, and the team fight won 4-for-1 in favor of PDB, and they're winning by wallets, and like I said, ease of execution. Like, and we definitely saw there the layering of Vagar's cage and Jarvan's ultimate. There was nowhere anybody on the side of Yorick OnlyFans could go. All they could do was try to maybe get a kick away and keep themselves alive for as long as possible, but the gold difference is too immaculate for them to really do anything of value.
Yeah, it's looking bleaker and bleaker by the minute. That's for sure. I don't want to be a caster that sits here and says, "Hey, this game's over."
No, yeah. Oh my God! The damage onto Big Chill. He is. Deleted is an understatement. I would eviscerated is probably more accurate, as it looks like Hutchin is going down as well. Sunray picking up that kill. However, this Vagar is low, and he will be down. The shutdown does go onto the Syndra, and just maybe we could see a turnaround here. Frog Turtle getting low, but he has open Showstopper. Put Sunray out. Sunray goes very low. However, Frog Turtle is put to sleep by the Lilting Lullaby and does go down. Can't quite take out the Jarvan. And you know, it is a 3-4-1 in favor of PDB, but Detroit and Smash did pick up that massive shutdown. It did go onto their Syndra, though the kills will mean that unless if Big Chill can come out with the miracle steal here, it's likely going to be the Baron for PDB.
They're backing off.
They are respecting it. I think we'll respect it. I do tell
that Q smite from Lee Sin is no joke.
From Lee Sin is that it's no joke. I do rate the decision to back off. Understand that they're in a position where they don't need to. They're in the winning position right now, and coin flipping at Baron when you're over 10k gold up, it isn't necessarily the wisest thing to do. So it's definitely good that they threatened it. However, there's just not really much else on the map for them to take as resulted. But I mean, nothing ventured, nothing gained. So, yeah. You got anything else on?
So we got, yeah. I mean, it's gonna be kind of a lull in the action until somebody decides that they want to pressure Baron. PDB being that somebody. If they walk towards the Baron and they kind of try to pressure it, that's going to be our call to action. But as of right now, we got a bit of a lull. There's not much going on, and we see that QSS has been picked up by Set. I don't know how much more survivability that really gives him, apart from just being able to QSS that sleep. But having that added magic resist may be, pretty clutch, but I would have rather seen a better MR item than that QSS, potentially for more survivability,
Thinking maybe something like the Abyssal Mask would have been
probably a Visage with Gore Drinker.
Visage, because the extra killing as well would be a good shout.
Yeah,
well.
So I feel like Visage probably was the better move here, but yeah, we're just looking, they're going to try and get mid-prio, they're going to pressure this Baron, and hopefully there'll be a big old team fight coming of that, because I'm enjoying the hell out of the action so far.
Yeah, and while we were speaking earlier, I don't know if you noticed, but if you're looking at the mini-map and you look at the Summoner Spell timers, Detroit Smash he didn't have to. He opted to use his teleport to up into the top lane to temporarily stop that push from Scientet on the Solilia. So I know I did say earlier that I think the only way or the easiest way that outside of a steal that Yorick OnlyFans does have back into this game would be that teleport advantage that they have. But they've decided to use that in honestly probably not to the greatest value. And we do have drag coming up in about 2 seconds here, and the Solar Failure will be missed from Tank, and that's a lot of cooldowns to use. Zepsi will be stunned up, but there just isn't enough damage for him to be taken down. That is a lot of damage going down to Hutchin. He has to flash away even. He won't have his ultimate for this upcoming fight. They're looking
need to push in here.
They should just be able to walk right in. They'll respect it. They will, it's very interesting. I guess this squeeze up Lilia anyway. I would hope that they should be looking to stop these recalls as much as possible. None of them quite coming through yet. Good old Scientet, the flag and drag will take it, and that is a massive lockup. Mr. Slugginator will take 2, and it is a massive team fight when Big Chill stunned up, and that is 4-0 in favor of PDB as they're pushing into the base, and this just might be the end of the game.
Sunrays J4 needs to be banned.
Yeah, definitely one we might want to look out for, as well as Zepsi's Nautilus, both setting up these massive fights for the rest of their team. It was an incredible performance, and we will confirm this will be game 1 going over to Phone to Banana. And I mean, it was an absolute Stomp would not be the would be it would be inadequate to describe how this game went really. But yeah, that's game one done and dusted. Phoned banana. I mean,
Yeah, Phone to Banana looking strong in this
looking
game
really
one.
good.
Really trying to lock in, try and get themselves into a spot where they can be in this playoff picture. But yeah, what a game one. And really excited to see how this impacts the drafts coming out from games 2 and potentially game 3 if we get to one. But yeah, we're gonna kick it over to some music. We're gonna get into game 2 here shortly. So don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be right back.
And we are for game 2 of this 3-game series between Phone to Banana and Yorick Only Fans. Game 1 going over in favor of Phone to Banana, and it was an absolute obliteration in that first game. I am Sun Persing. Alongside me is shoot. Why is my brain failing me? I know I said it a million times already.
I am Callie.
Callie, thank you. I don't know. You know what? My brain. Let's not talk about it. Okay, we're heading into draft. It's a draft right about now. But I mean, yeah, it was an incredible performance on the side of Phone Bananas. More specifically, I would say
First
Sunray.
ban J4.
Let's say
That's what
first
you want to
ban
see.
J4, yeah. Especially after that last game. Sunray on this Jarvan was lights out. I wouldn't say saying single-handedly carrying the game would be a disservice to the rest of his team. However, he's definitely the one that led the charge into that victory. But so the Volibear and Alawi, again, those two bans, though maybe a bit abnormal, than what you normally see. They're definitely targeted towards both these top laners on either side, as Yone will not be shown up again in this game. I would say, I mean, Nautilus hasn't been banned out yet on the side of York OnlyFans. However, they will have the first pick this game, so I would imagine. And
You think it's a Nautilus angle?
I think it might be a Nautilus angle first pick. Because they didn't ban it away here. And the Mundo will actually be locked in first. Interesting. Okay, Dr. Mundo. I haven't seen this in any of Frog Turtle's match history. So I mean, I find that interesting. So that's definitely throwing a spanner in the works. But yeah. Callie, you got anything?
Dr. Mundo, dude. Look,
Dr. Mundo. Yes.
Here's the scoop on Dr. Mundo, right? So that Dr. Mundo can be top, that Dr. Mundo can be jungle. He's a good flex. But first picking Dr. Mundo, you gotta have something going on in your brain to where you're thinking about a composition that is just run at the enemy team. So Nautilus Caitlyn getting locked up on the flip side, so a decent amount of lockdown in that bot lane. So, you know, we're about to see some spice, dude. We got Dr. Mundo first pick. Varus Morgana.
I do like that answer though. Because, you know, showing your bot lane on R1, R2 opens up for the straight counter pick on B2, B3. And I really do like Varus Morgana into the Nautilus Caitlyn. Though Lilia will be picked again. So getting a fairly similar composition from PDB as they had in the first game. Two of those champions being the same as we saw in game 1. So we definitely saw how good they executed on that composition. So even though it's just 3/5 of the way there, or not quite 3/5, it's just 40% of the way there. It's definitely looking like in favor. And to confirm again, on the side of York OnlyFans, because their ADC, it was an emergency substitution, IMP in for Citium, they will not have their final 2 bans. And as a result, the teams have agreed that they will ban out Aurelion Sol and Ivern, since they nobody has those 2 champions in their champion.
So they went Dr. Mundo, right?
They did go. He does go where he pleases.
We see Lilia on PDB's side, right? Yeah. Do you think that is a Lilia top lane as a counter into Dr. Mundo? Or do you think they're playing with their heads right now?
I think it could be, because, well, actually, I mean, I'd say for the first 5 levels, it'd be fairly Lilia favored, because Well, actually, I wonder how does Lilting Lullaby interact with Windows Pass?
You can't use it.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to. Yeah,
But
okay.
it's Lilia
So,
top. Confirmed it's Lilia
yeah,
top.
because that's Xin Zhao coming through on the side of Phone the Banana. And I think, honestly, I think Xin Zhao, just in general, is one of, if not the strongest jungler in the game currently. And so, it's up. Might as well take it.
Trundle.
Trundle, though.
Time to troll.
And, well, we'll see. Anivia's hovering. Wait, hold on.
What is
Anivia's locked in? What is this competition? It's apparently interesting. I guess the team fight individual is there. Varus, more of a generally poke oriented than Nivea. I don't know about this competition because you first pick that Mundo. He wants to run at them, and I get Varus, Morgana, even Trundle can, and then Malzahar will be locked in. Yeah,
I don't know what's going on anymore, dude.
You know what? Neither do I.
I'm giving up all hope of understanding.
any sort of understanding has gone well out the window is an understatement. It's gone out the window, crossed the street, taken a train to the other side of the continent, and well, that is that's about as close as we can understand. But though, given a few seconds, if we do want to take a step back and try to think past how crazy this draft has been. I think we're looking at another ease of execution because one thing you always want to look. I think something to look for in lower rated games is to look at that ease of execution of composition. I think once again, Phone to Banana have a much bigger advantage in that sense.
I think Yorick OnlyFans kind of has a press R to win, but composition going on there.
Kind of. They do, but it's like layering it up seems interesting. Like maybe Morgana flash ults in, and then like Trundle pillar. It seems to be a bit disjointed. Meanwhile, and it's definitely not bad, or I mean, well, it's not terrible, but I think like again with PDB, like Nautilus lands his hook. Lilia presses R if she gets any sort of damage down. Xin Zhao just jumps right at you, even though it doesn't really scale all that well. But Malzahar famously just presses R and he says no.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to agree. I mean, I think PDB has another composition that is just way too easy to execute. You just run at enemy team, press your buttons, and win the game. It's kind of how that goes, in that front. But these comps are at least for Yorick OnlyFans, a composition that I really have not seen somebody execute.
Oh, absolutely. Yorick OnlyFans. I'm looking at them and I'm just like, I wonder
I don't know how they navigate fights with that composition. It's weird. But yeah, I mean, we got a few minutes until we're in game, but we're gonna cut to a little quick break, guys. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with game 2 of this series for Rampage Open.
And we are back for game 2 between Phone the Banana and Yorick OnlyFans in Risen's Open Rampage series. And just as a quick refresher, Phone the Banana did take game 1 in quite convincing fashion. We do have a change of sides here, and we've got a fairly interesting competition coming out from the side of Yorick OnlyFans, Callie.
Yeah, I mean, we see two comps that simply press R to win. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this game plays out. Once again, looking for these early skirmishes to see if that actually occurs this game. Because, you know, that's the MO of this rank is run at each other until it works.
Yeah, really. But I mean, we won't in this level we won't see any sort of cheeky invades from either team, which is understandable.
Junglers are pathing parallel. We're gonna see top lane scuttle gaming.
This is what I said last game. You see all the time in like low elo solo queue. Everybody has to go to bot side and leash for the jungler on their bot side buff. Almost all the time. You have to. Dude, I don't know how many times I've had junglers just leave the game because we didn't leash them. And it's just like, ah, shoot. I doubt that would happen in an organized environment.
You just doubt? You just doubt it would happen?
Well, I would doubt. I'd be very surprised, especially considering in game 1 we actually saw that not happen. But but still, I'm just speaking from personal experience in solo queue. I've seen it happen to me, and you just kind of cry when it happens. But yeah, to both junglers pathing towards the same side of the map, so we might actually be able to see a level 2 engage. Actually landing a great hook. However, Jin will be able to land a dark binding in return, though. Still being at level 1.
So he went net second. And instead of going for trap second for that Nautilus lockdown, he just netted towards the enemy, which I think is really interesting.
It's interesting. Then again, since with how the directed camera was, we did kind of get a really late switch to that level 2 fight, and perhaps there is a chance that Mr. Slugginator was out of range to get a trap down, so he may have needed to use the 50 caliber net to just get in range and deal damage himself. But I don't know. I mean, that would be my guess considering what we saw in that fight.
What do you expect to see from top lane this game?
Honestly, I have no idea. I don't think I've ever seen Lilia into Mundo as a matchup ever. This is my first experience with it.
Historically, Mundo is that anti-AP top laner because he itemizes Spirit Visage and MR items so well. So I could see this going Mundo favored, but then again, Lilia is a burn champ that does percent max health.
We've got I am paying in a bit of a sticky situation, going low, maybe going down first, going up to Mr. Slugginator, and where do you go, Hutchin? I don't know, he will be trapped up, and surely that will be the double kill, going on to Mr. Slugginator's Caitlyn.
Woo! Slugginator looking good out here.
However, the counter gank on the bot side, teleport will come down. Bit of a interesting motion from the directed camera there, but Science said we'll have to flash out to stay alive, but that's what I mean. On the bottom half of this map, it's just going to be completely taken over. I would believe. I would hope to see this turn into a bit of a split map situation where the whole bottom half is controlled by the high Phone Banana. Meanwhile, the top half is just going to be all a big chill on his trundle, just going around. But you never know with these things.
Scientid just said, "I don't want to last hit this wave."
Yeah, that happens quite often. I I won't lie. I've been in that situation. I've been the person missing every last hit before. It's sad when it does happen, but
Ooh.
Oh my gosh, frog
Big
turtle.
old trade.
Yeah, getting a massive one with that infected cleaver, giving him just that extra bit of damage coming through on this latter half of that trade. And he is landing every single cleaver as it stands inside it. Looking a bit worse for wear after that.
Yeah, Frog Turtle really showing up and showing out on this Mundo so far. Has a decent CS lead for this stage of the game. Now has clipped level 6, so does have that pressure from that ultimate ability to get that regen and move speed to potentially run Scientid down should the time come. But I'm curious to see why neither of these junglers have decided to path up towards top at all. I mean, we saw the Scuttle take, but that was really it. You don't really see any ganks coming out from that side. So potentially a double weak side scenario here as Hex
Flash is coming down, but big kills here in response. Zepsi will be able to find himself out with the Dread Hunt. And bit of a
look at the trade damage back.
But yeah,
Sunray.
Here it is. Here's Sunray on the Xin Zhao, and that is Big Chill low. The flash comes in, but it's not quite enough to take him down. Iron Ping getting low, and that will force the Telpet out of the choice smash to the bottom side, but Sunray just getting caught out there. Bit of a misdirection on the directed camera, so I would be interested to see how that transpired specifically, but that will be the one kill coming back into the hands of Yorick OnlyFans.
Yeah, and they got the kill on the Morgana, which is probably less than ideal, but a kill is a kill nonetheless. As Destroyed Smash and Ultimus playing Farm Simulator 2021. But Ultimus ultimately doing doing his thing in the CS numbers.
He's getting really trying to find these angles with that Hex Flash. But I do love to see that.
Yeah, you gotta respect it. You got to.
Yeah.
They gave him the Nautilus. You gotta show him why. You know what I mean? It's like kind of that angle.
It was the choice on the side of OnlyFans to let that Nautilus go through, because they did obviously being on blue side, they had the first pick. They decided to take this Mundo and let Zepsi, and after that first game he had on the Nautilus, I mean, I guess maybe they think they're comfortable enough. I mean, they did get the counter pick into it with this Morgana and Varus. However, those skills, they haven't quite used this counter pick, their counter pick into the bot lane all that effectively early on, I would say so.
Yeah. It's looking to be a spicy next 15 minutes, that's for sure. I'm prepared to see some carnage. I'm prepared to see some bloodshed. And I'm prepared to see a Mundo run at the enemy backline, which I'm really excited about. I can't wait.
Yeah,
Seeing Mundo in competitive is one of my favorite things in life. It's just it's a real treat, you know?
Yeah, it is also, I mean, I guess on the subject of this Mundo pick, I guess there's no real easy way to stop him from going where he pleases. I mean, yeah, Nautilus on his auto attack can get his spell shield out, but outside of that, outside of Nautilus using any of his CC onto Dr. Mundo, there's not a lot of ways that that Phone to Banana can really use to stop him from just running at him. So it can. I think this Mundo pick has good potential, but it's still interesting seeing the pick.
Yeah, and we're still early on in this game, so Mundo doesn't really have that scaling. Once he hits second item is really when he's able to run rampant on the enemy team. So we're not really seeing that Mando Mundo quite yet. But both of these comps are going to scale exceptionally. There's not really significant drop-offs apart from that jungle role that we're going to see. So it's gonna be really interesting.
Flash in from Zepsi. Interesting considering as Mr. Slugginator was already walking away from that fight. Bit of a miscommunication there from Yorick OnlyFans' bot lane. And that'll come at the cost of Zepsi's flash.
Yeah, not really sure. That might have just been a miscommunication or just a misconception of where his Caitlyn was. Because the look, I think, in the grand scheme of things, was fine there. To look for that flash, you know, banking on Hunjin not being able to react in time. But Slugginator just not in position to make it happen. So more than likely just him, you know, misreading what Slugginator was trying to do there and just lack of communication.
Yeah, and it does happen from time to time, even at all levels, in all games in general. I don't have experience I don't have much experience at an organized League of Legends play. However, I do know as I played goalkeeper in soccer, and miscommunications are the worst. However, we got a game coming into this top side. That will be the spell shield down on Frogter, who's getting low.
Down.
The Lilting Lullaby is coming down. He's getting low, and he is down. Scientist getting very low there, but will escape with his life, and that is one heal going over on the side of not Yorick OnlyFans. We got a fight coming over here, and that will be the Nether. I forget the name. However, Ultimus will pick up that kill onto Big Chill, and with a little bit of his team intel to help him out, we'll be able to get that. Yeah, pick up the gold on that play.
Yeah, so you know, anytime you're able to press R and get that nether grasp onto anyone as Malzahar is a good look, you know.
Yeah, especially when they're completely isolated like that, you can't be out of it.
It is the freest thing in the world. It's just a great feeling as a mid laner to be able to do that. He getting some good poke on a Slugginator down here in the bot lane. He is all alone as Zepsi is hovering around, just not quite there, as Big Chill is also lingering. Ooh, we're gonna get a skirmish up here. Fight him! Fight him!
Send it! Probably the right decision to not try to run straight at a Dr. Mundo. But I mean, you can hope, right? You can hope. We do have the dragon spawned up right about now, and we just might demonstrate. We might be able to see the power of. Yeah, Slugginator is caught out here, and that's a flash from Big Joe coming in. Slugginator getting low, but he will use the 50 caliber net to jump away. Ultimus, he won't be able to use his Nethergrass because Frog Turtle does have that spell shield on the Mundo, and this is what I was talking about. And they can't quite hard CC him, and Dr. Mundo goes for his freezes. Sunray getting low, Sunray going down, and Dr. Mundo still having that passive up, still being unable to be CC'd, and we saw it right there. Ultimus, he wanted that angle. He wanted to use his Nethergrass to hold Mundo in place, but he just couldn't. He was positioning in a way that you would expect that was his intention, but yeah, just nothing he can do there.
Yeah, that's definitely depressing if you're Malzahar.
However, Zepsi with the Hack Slash will have to force Pig's actual flash out. Good stuff there. Good, very good awareness, very good alertness from Zepsi, seeing how he could gain an advantage there, though. No, it won't result in a kill. Still, the Summoner spell being taken out is you always like to see that. You always feel good when that happens.
I'm just surprised that Scientid elected to hold on to TP there and pressure that top lane tower despite, you know, plates coming down shortly. It seemed like a weird play, and I'm not sure why he didn't TP for that, because I feel like they were in a position where they could have won that fight pretty easily with a sleep. It's really strange to me why he elected to hold the TP there.
Well, hindsight is 20/20, as the saying goes. So sometimes even in the middle of games where I'll be like, shoot, why didn't I do like some sort of action? Like that was like the right choice. I mean, just feel bad. You just kind of have to live with your decisions, really. However, we'll be getting a gank into this bottom side. Mr. Slugginator, the pillar has not been used yet, and Mr. Slugginator will be slowed, will go low. Will it be enough? Doesn't look like it, and instead it's actually Zepsi going down. Good alertness from the side of Yorick OnlyFans to change their focus on which target to take, and will pick up the kill for their decision making.
Yeah, so another advantage kind of getting thrown away. I don't know. It doesn't look like they're really on the same page this game like they were last game. And Yorick OnlyFans, you know, looking significantly better on the flip side of that. This game's certainly a lot closer, only a 2K gap here. As Sunray potentially looking for something on the Frog Turtle here. But yeah, I mean, it looks like two totally different teams than we saw last game. And I'm not sure if that's because of the compositions that we've been presented with, or just adaptations made going into this game. But yeah, I mean, Big Chill looking good on this Trundle, looking really strong, and he might be able to kind of take this game over if he's able to sap that resistance away from the Xin Zhao when he's trying to dive in.
Yeah, for sure, especially as for the two junglers will see each other. They'll know they're in the vicinity, and that Scientist will flash early, knowing that Trundle was walking towards them. And that will be, that is, I mean, the two junglers would have to have seen each other around the Herald earlier while you were making your point. But yeah, Faye, not really fight, more of just stare down. Goes in favor of the flash in from Zepsi. He'll use the ultimate on the... Interesting. Uses all of his abilities onto target who is marked by the black shield on Morgana, and that will be Science Head going down. Big Chill with a good gank, good alertness, picking up that one for Yorick OnlyFans. And yeah, this game's definitely looking much more even and much more, I would say, Yorick OnlyFans' favorite.
Yeah, it's like night and day from what we saw last game from Yorick OnlyFans. A lot cleaner execution here in the early game. A lot safer play in general, and yeah, it's almost a completely different ball game. This game, as we see, they're taking Herald on the top side, bot side potentially setting up some sort of skirmish, but it looks like they're going to back off as Herald is taken for Yorick OnlyFans. So the second Herald is going to go over to them and onto that Trundle. I really want to see a bit more.
Got a gank coming. Kind of. Sorry to cut you off there. We almost had a fight, but
yeah, we see mid lane. Big Chill gonna drop the rift here, and ooh, Sunray looking for something as Zepsi gonna get the dredge line on the backside, and now that's gonna be a dead bird. Oh, they killed two birds with one stone there, as taking the Rift Herald out and the Anivia at the same time, is now Sunray pushing into that jungle. Dragon now spawning for them as Frog Turtle and Big Chill are lingering. When Detroit spawns, he does have TP. Scientid also sitting on TP on that Lilia, so we'll see if he elects to use it here when he held it before.
Yeah, I think I honestly think Frog Turtle, if they want to contest this, has to go now and you know Mundo goes where he pleases, and it doesn't look like they will choose to walk away.
So that's a really big dragon for them. You really don't want to get any oceans onto that Mundo. You want to inhibit him from getting any regen as much as possible. So good on them for prioritizing the dragon there, and you know, putting Lilia on the top side of the map to kind of create more pressure, so they had to draw Mundo away. Yeah, really clean from them.
Yeah, and that will, and yeah, it does. And Mundo with Ocean Soul is just, you can't burst them down, because I know a lot of times you think Ocean Soul's like, well, maybe you can burst somebody down, but Mundo just, he goes where he pleases. And,
yeah.
There's really no other way to describe it. I know it's kind of haha Mundo, that's his thing, but really, especially like as I said before throughout this game, outside of Zepsi, Phone to Banana just don't really have an easy way to immediately proc that hard CC shield that Mundo has. So he really is just allowed to, well, go where he pleases, and got all coming in. Zepsi electing to go in onto Pang, and a bit of a split decision on who to go on there. They'll trade kills 1 for 1, but Xinjiao coming down to this one, I would say maybe even slightly Yorick OnlyFans favorite. However, still only a 1 for 1 in the spot.
Slugginator is huge, by the way.
Yeah, Slugginator's he's got his 2 items in hand. What does he have? Let me check out. Never mind. I was going to look how much gold he had available to him. However, Big Joe will maybe try to fight onto Sunray, though. Not quite finding anything there. Sunray
He'll take the Xin ult and just run away potentially. I mean, he's gonna look for an invade onto Wolves or Gromp, but neither are there, so not a lot for him to really take off the backside of burning that Xin ulti.
I'm looking at Slugginator's inventory. I am a bit. It looks like he's building into a rapid fire cannon, which is a good item. But anyway, I guess the BF sword gives you that flat 80, a lot of it. And then Caitlyn.
It's Stormrazor, not RFC.
Oh, that's right. Stormrazor does build out a BF sword, doesn't it? Shoot. Well, that's also a decent item that you could throw into Caitlyn. Definitely one to find the engage with it slow. Thank you for pointing that out. I totally forgot Stormrazor existed. That is my mistake. And yeah, with that Gale Force, with how big Mr. Slugginator is, definitely something to look out for there. Another source of light starts coming through. But again, we are in this little bit of a lull stage. You know, not much to really fight over, really. So yeah, how's your day been? I guess.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, it hasn't started. Well, we did say it has not stopped gold players before. And Detroit Smash getting a bit low. I do believe he still has his passive up, so I don't think he would have died anyway, but that passive proc. However, Hutchin getting a bit low, going down. This is Slugginator picking up yet another kill. He is 5-1 on this Caitlyn, and we got another fight coming to the top side. I did say we were going to have a bit of a lull stage. However, the Nether Grass from Ultimus will keep Sunray alive. Just enough. And we've got 2 fights going over in favor of Phone to Banana. I'd say a bit against the run of play. And with Dragon coming up in about 40 seconds, that will give Phone Banana all the time they need to set up vision. However, Turtle just maybe. I did say Mundo goes where he pleases. However, the one champion that can't stop him is this Nautilus. And the stun. Oh, the stun landed.
Ooh, good flash.
Oh, it's a flash away from Ultimus. Will keep him alive for now. Teleport coming in from, I'm assuming that would be Sciented. Yeah, Sciented coming in on this teleport. Detroit Smash looking to step out. The poke from that ace in the hole will come through on Slugginator.
I think that's the first time I've seen Sciented TP this whole game.
He might have teleported back to lane at like 1. But yes.
He did? Okay. We got confirmation from behind the scenes. He did TP back to lane.
Yeah, prediction giving us information. That flash coming out from Sciented on a great pillar from Big Chill. However, Detroit Smash looking a bit low, though his passive is still available up. Slugginator
hits like a truck, by the way.
Yes, Slugginator is a big source of damage. That much is true. However, look at, the wall from Anivia. How are you going to walk past? Slugginator just completely zoned out at this fight. Dragon going low.
Bowling balls
taken down, but still into the egg. That is Hutchin going down, and now Detroit Smash coming down. But oh my gosh, the damage coming out from Slugginator is enough to take 4 down in favor of Phone to Banana, and Mr. Slugginator on this Caitlyn is only looking to get bigger and bigger. He's 7-0-2 currently.
Yeah, that's a scary sheriff lady. That is for sure.
Yeah, that is that is very spooky. I mean, I mean, I'd say it's appropriate considering like how close we are getting to the October. It is almost spook month, so just preparing in advance, I suppose.
Yeah, you have to. You have to.
Yeah, this.
But I've heard that she keeps the fuzzy cuffs at home, so she's only got the metal ones on her. So you gotta watch out. You better watch out. You better watch out. You better watch out.
All over place with holidays here, apparently. But yeah, no. But the point still stands that Mr. Slugginator, absolutely massive on this Caitlyn, and it wasn't mentioned yet, and so though we might as well say it now, he did elect to take Cleanse into this matchup. I do really like that decision to opt into that Cleanse because
he would have been dead in the last fight.
He would have very easily.
He got Varus ulted and cleansed out of it. Yeah,
for sure. So getting very big value from that. From
Mundo
that summoner,
second, I guess that's for Caitlyn. Instead of going for the MR in that split with the Lilia, but yeah, I feel like
and yeah, it's a bit abnormal. However, in the case of the Mr. Slugginator being 7-0-2 and nearly at 3 items at 25 minutes, it might be warranted. Especially since as has been mentioned before, that really the only person who can stop this Mundo is Zepsi.
Caitlyn is 100 gold off of Infinity Edge.
Wow, that is and I am paying. What are you doing here? Where are you going? He'll just yeah, that's Iron Ping going down for interesting. Sunray looking to be a bit opportunistic. Onto Frog Turtle will force the maximum dosage out of this Dr. Mundo. And honestly, it's just a lot of cooldowns just being blown on the side of Yorick OnlyFans for really nothing in return. And bit of a blunder here in these last.
Yeah, we got Baron is up, so I'm gonna see if they elect to go for that once Caitlyn pushes this mid lane out a bit. They have 2 members at least on resets. They have 1 member dead. This is an opportune time for them to go for this Baron, but they're prepping for a potential cheese instead.
Yeah, they do have the vision cleared here, so it is completely dark.
Now they're going for it.
And now they'll opt to go on to it. And Yorick OnlyFans are in a bit of World of Hurt. I don't know if there's a way that they can really even walk into this. And the speed at which at Phone to Banana take this, they'll just there it goes. Baron for just absolutely nothing really. And here comes Farm Turtle. There goes his CC shield. Walk away. Not really. I mean, it is Mundo. He'll just casually walk his way out of there. Yeah, definitely. But it looked like for a bit there that Yorick OnlyFans just might have figured out how to play this game and might have been sending us the game in 30. But these last, I'd say, 7 or so minutes have been nothing but fights going in favor of Phone to Banana, and with Ocean Dragon coming up, I think they're probably just going to have to let this one go.
I don't think they like that.
I should and are doing is a completely different story. Should and are doing, and what? Oh, Science is a bit in a strange position. He's caught out completely by that pillar, and he gets low.
Oh my God!
He will be traded on the backside, and he was staying alive just long enough as that we saw that Nethergrass being completely blocked. However, Slugginator will flash in. Will it be enough? He will get that kill onto the Mundo. He is 8-0-5 on this Caitlyn, and that's a 3-1 fight going in favor of Phone to Banana.
Wow.
Yeah, really. I mean, Varus.
So much damage, dude.
So much damage. And as Science, I mean, I do like the proactivity from from Yorick OnlyFans, considering how much they've just been hemorrhaging gold left, right, and center, and giving kills over to Yorick OnlyFans. They just couldn't quite burst out that Lilia fast enough. After using all their cooldowns and being 10k gold down, yeah, they just didn't have a chance on the.
You know, it's like I always say. It is what it is.
It is what it is, yeah.
It is what it is.
Oh, got a potential fight over a red buff. I don't know if that's the hill you want to die on, especially as Friend of Banana, with how much of an advantage they have in this game with Golden. I will say even just be able to take that.
The wall ruined the ulti.
Oh no! You hate to see it. You really do hate to see that. Oh dear. Oh no. It was again. The product.
He goes in. Go in. Go.
Really, they should go in here. There's no chain of corruption from this Varus, and you know, I think Yorick OnlyFans are really overstaying their welcome here. However, Scientist will not respect the roam down. Will get hit by the dark binding. Is still snared. Will go down. And from Front of Banana overstaying their welcome, Scientist took notes from them and said, I'm going to stay too long too, and we'll be taken down.
Yeah. So, he knew they were all there.
Yeah, no, he absolutely did. There's no way he couldn't have known.
he knew they were all there.
I know, and in solo queue, you could say, oh yeah, no communication. They just weren't looking at the minimap. These guys have comms. Like, there should be at least. I would be highly surprised if there was no flash from Center. We'll try to pick out Pang though.
He'll flash.
And though he'll flash away and we'll turn around the chain of corruption. The Crescent Guard coming out, Sunray going low, but will it be enough? He gets very low and finally goes down. That kill going onto Frog Turtle's Dr. Mundo. Yeah, and they should be able to get the tower in this is
very sloppy.
Yeah, definitely.
PDB is not looking the same as they did game 1.
Yeah, not quite as clean, that's for sure. However, they still do have a really massive gold advantage in this game. And Spuginator is still yet to be taken down. He's already halfway to his LDR. So there's still definitely even though I do like your OnlyFans' thought process here and their proactivity.
Just real quick, we want to talk about this gold differential. 5k gold advantage for Caitlyn right now.
Yeah,
5k on just Caitlyn. 3k on Malzahar.
Yeah.
He's up 60 CS. He's got 3 more assists, and this is a gold lead that has expanded across the entire map. This is not just a. Yes, Caitlyn is up 4k gold, right? This is a massive differential cross map, and there's not a lot that Yorick OnlyFans can really back on because of that. You know, you don't have some carry that has a really good amount of gold on them that you can jump on the back of and potentially take the game over. You just don't have that here. So it makes it even increasingly more difficult for them to navigate through this late game because they're at such a deficit. I mean, it's 9k gold that we're talking about here.
Yeah, and it's not just gold, it's also levels. Caitlyn being 2 levels up on Varus, equal level as Anivia and Mundo, and Ultimus being 17k, level 17 on that Malzahar. Just the extra stats from levels is not something to scoff at. His Ultimus just might be caught out here though, and there it is. That will be a big shutdown going over to I am paying. Oh my gosh, that is a massive amount of damage from that ace in the hole going on to Hudson. And well, it will free up this Lilia to take down.
Are you gonna look at this to try and stop them?
Perhaps we got the.
Yeah, they're staying. They're staying.
They are staying. So This there. I don't know how well Anivia will be able to cover up that person to Lilia, though they will look to stop the soul coming.
He got
out.
it!
Oh my gosh! But Sunray with the steal. Sunray with the steal will pick up that Ocean Soul for Phone to Banana, and on the back end of that fight, Mr. Slugginator stays alive. So the pick did come on to Ultimus, but it was not enough to keep Phone to Banana out of this fight and off this dragon, and that is Soul going over to them, and most likely Baron as well.
Yeah, just an incredible fight and an incredible display from Sunray there, who as of right now is definitely my MVP of this series. He has been playing out of his mind. He fell behind in the early game this game, was able to kind of will himself back in on the backside of these ganks and these skirmishes throughout the mid game, and now a massive dragon steal to secure the soul for his team here at 36 minutes. And yeah, they're looking to close this thing out with this Baron buff here.
Yeah, for sure. And as this game goes further on and on with that Ocean Soul, all of a sudden the sieging potential was already fairly decent on the side of Phone to Banana, but now with that extra sustain with Ocean Soul, you can. It'll take a long time to bleed this Anivia out of her mana pool, but really any sort of siege attempt will be greatly favored for Phone to Banana with this soul coming into the hand. However, Big Joe trying to pick out Ultimus though. The Nethergrass will come through. Big Joe, Ultimus not respecting the damage, will have to flash away and will get the kill from his Leandres and Demonic Embrace Bird. On the back end of that, though, he did lose a lot of his health.
He did! Spell shield!
Pink is coming out. The spell shield's a bit late, though. Pink looks like he will be able to get out that wall. Will zone off Sunray 4 now. And oh dear, that's a lot of damage coming through. Mr. Slugginator's going low. The bird won't be enough. He will get out. Here's Zepsi going low. Doesn't have a way out. And that is a short smash, picking up the kill onto Zepsi. And that is a 1-for-1 trade coming out. And considering how far behind
Scientid on TP again, by the way. Scientid still has TP, by the way.
Scientid still has TP. Oh, wait, back into this fight. Hutchin, what are you doing here? Why are you still here? He'll just be taken down. And that is Sunray. Well. Yeah. That's a sign of the kill over to Sunray. And we just might have it, and Sunray stealing that red buff as well. Oh, dear. I mean, it's not as big as the kill, sure, but it's one of those things that it just kind of hurts.
Sunray is gaming right now.
It's that late game Xin Zhao, not what you expect to see, but apparently Sunray decided that Xin Zhao scales. So we're again, it's abnormal to see Xin Zhao get better as the game goes on, especially with how I don't know if rough is the right word, as the early instance is fairly level for about the first 10 minutes. Rough isn't quite the right word, but unoptimal early game for Xin Zhao, considering Xin Zhao being one of those one of the best early game junglers. However, Frog Turtle just might be caught out here as he has to use his flash to get away from this 3-man rotation from Phone to Banana, and well, his team will be there to back him up, and without anything on, I would say both teams should probably just walk away from a fight here, or North Only fans should commit to a fight, as they should be able to see Lilia on the other side of the map. And should have a numbers advantage. However, it looks like
Lilia has teleport.
But I mean, has Lilia used
it? But we did confirm that he had TP'd the lane at some point.
And actually, the Dark Binding will land on the Ultimus, kind of force him out here. Kind of zoning. However, Ping is completely alone.
Oh.
Ping is complete left.
Ultimus.
Ultimus getting low. Fight code all over the place. Ultimus going down. However, Mr. Slugginator is still up, still not down, and this just will probably be a Detroit smash going down as he's popped into his egg as Yeah, that is a big fight coming out in favor of Fun the Banana, and I don't know if there's much more that Frog Turtle can do to stop this Lilia from just taking this inhibitor and going left and right all over the map. I know the camera hasn't quite panned out to it because all the there we go, we get a wide angle of it showing all over the map, and this is the whole base going down for Fun the Banana, and with Baron coming up in a minute 30, it's an Elder coming up in 40 seconds. We're going to have super minions pushing into the base of Yorick only fans, while two major objectives are coming up.
Yeah, we got Elder spawning here in 30 seconds. That's probably going to be the prio here. Is Baron not exactly super important at this stage of the game. TP coming through from the Malzahar. Lilia is here this time. So, we'll see if they like to fight this. Ultimus catches him out.
And that is P getting caught out, face checking the bush. Ultimus using his I don't think he needed to ult with another grasp, but he did elect to use it just to secure it. And will be another advantage for Fun Banana coming into this fight first. And it's looking like Yorick OnlyFans are getting zoned completely out. And yeah, that's Elder Drake going down in favor of Fun the Banana. Zepsi going low, but
time.
But yeah, here comes there goes the Elder Immolation, and that is most of the team going down. Big Chill probably going down. There goes Mr. Slugginator picking up his 14th kill of this game. And Sunray getting slowed a bit here, but we'll flash in on Detroit Smash, and that's Detroit Smash going down. That's the ace, and that is 4-for-1 and the game and the series game set and match in favor of Fun the Banana. And they weren't as good early on in this game too. However, they did. I mean, they executed the end of this game very well. And then just for good measure, they'll get another kill onto that Varus on Pig. And that will. Yeah, that's game, set, and match. Series done and dusted. 2-0 win in favor. A 2-0 series win in favor of Fun the Banana. And that will move them to 3-3. Definitely putting themselves in a better position for this upcoming playoff push.
I think we can both agree that Sunray is the MVP of this series, right?
Oh, the series, absolutely.
We can agree on this, yes.
Yeah, I know.
Obviously, Slugginator came out and made a case in that game too, going 14-0 and 9 on Caitlyn. But Sunray with the Dragon Steals, with the prio that he was able to put forth, despite being behind early, despite himself getting into a pretty big deficit against Big Chill in the early game. Big Chill had a shutdown. I mean, it was looking bleak for Sunray. Able to pull it out, able to get his team on track to pull out another win. And props to PDB for a really clean series. And hopefully Yorick OnlyFans next week can bounce back and potentially lock themselves in for a lower seed on the playoffs.
Yeah, is for sure. Hey, yeah. Sunray on these two games. I don't think there's enough you can really say as to how influential he was in both games. So I do really like that. Going into this though, we're on the side of Yorick OnlyFans. They're now down to 2-4, which technically, as things stand, they are still in one of the lower playoff spots. If I remember correctly, on the standings, that 2-4. Yeah, we had two teams at 1-4 coming in. So they, depending on how the other matches go, they still might be technically in a seeded playoff spot after this. But with how much they were outclassed by a team on the same record, I'd say it's a bit concerning for their playoff hopes.
Well, you also have to factor in the fact that, they had an E sub here in AD carry.
That is true.
And
they did lose 2 bans from it as well.
Their AD carry historically has been their main carry, their guy that they look to in previous games. So, take it with a grain of salt. This is not an end-all be-all series for you guys. There's still hope for you guys to get a lower seed in the playoffs and potentially take that and take finals. But we don't want anyone to get discouraged about anything. And yeah, it's just a really clean series by PDV and obviously from Sunray and Slugginator. So
Yeah.
on behalf of Sun Praising, I'm Callie, and we're gonna be signing out here. Everybody, have a great night.
All right.